Why our generation keeps shopping but still feels empty. Have you ever hit buy now on something for $200, then immediately checked your bank account and felt nothing? Or found yourself mindlessly scrolling through Amazon at 2 a.m. like it's some kind of therapy? Today, I want to talk about something that's been on my mind. Why our generation, despite having access to more stuff than any generation before us, still feels so unfulfilled. And I promise this isn't just another minimalism is the answer video. Let me paint a picture that might feel familiar. We're the first generation to grow up with social media, one-click shopping, and algorithms that know what we want before we do. I remember being a kid and getting genuinely excited about a new video game for months. But now, I'll buy something on impulse, feel good for maybe an hour, then it just sits there. Maybe you recognize yourself in this, scrolling Instagram and thinking, everyone's living their best life except me. Seeing your friend's new apartment set up and suddenly feeling like your space isn't good enough. That moment when you realize you've spent $500 this month on stuff you barely use. And then comes the self-blame. Why can't I just be content? Why do I always want more? The game we're playing. What if I told you that feeling unsatisfied is actually by design? Here's what I mean. The average person sees between 4,000 to 10,000 ads per day. That's not an accident. Every app you use, every platform you scroll, they're all designed with one goal: keep you wanting more. They've mastered our psychology, those red notification badges. They trigger the same dopamine response as gambling. Limited time offers create artificial urgency. People also bought suggestions make us feel like we're missing out. And here's the subtle part. They're not just selling products anymore, they're selling identity. Think about it. You're not buying a laptop, you're buying into the creative professional lifestyle. You're not buying athleisure, you're buying the wellness girly identity. You're not buying sneakers, you're buying streetwear culture. The marketing has become so sophisticated that we genuinely believe our purchases reflect who we are as people. Why we're vulnerable. So why does this hit our generation so hard? There are a few things going on. 1. The comparison trap. Social media shows us everyone's highlight reel 24/7. Your brain doesn't know the difference between someone's curated post and reality. It just processes. They have it, I don't. Therefore, I'm lacking. 2. The hustle culture myth. We've been told that if we're not constantly improving, upgrading, optimizing, we're falling behind. So buying becomes a form of self-improvement, right? 3. Delayed adulthood syndrome. Many of us are hitting traditional milestones later, buying homes, getting married, having kids, so we fill that gap with stuff. It's like we're trying to purchase the feeling of having our lives together. Personal example. A couple years ago, I convinced myself I needed a $300 coffee setup to elevate my morning routine. I genuinely thought better coffee would make me more productive, more put together. The coffee was fine. My life didn't change. But I'd created this narrative that this purchase was an investment in becoming the person I wanted to be. The real cost. Let's talk about what this is actually costing us. And I don't just mean money. Financially, the average American has over $6,000 in credit card debt. 40% of people under 30 couldn't handle a $400 emergency. We're financing lifestyles we can't afford with money we don't have. Mentally, that post-purchase high, it's real, but it's also temporary. Studies show that the happiness from buying something new typically lasts less than 2 weeks. Then we're back to baseline, often with a side of buyer's remorse. Relationally, when our sense of worth becomes tied to what we own, it affects how we connect with others. Relationships start feeling transactional. We judge ourselves and others based on external markers instead of genuine connection. The deeper issue, we're outsourcing our sense of identity to companies whose only job is to make profit. We've let brands define what success, happiness, and self-worth look like. A different approach. I'm not here to shame anyone or promote extreme minimalism. I still buy things, I still enjoy nice stuff, but I've learned to be more intentional about it. Here are some strategies that have helped. 1. The 48-hour rule. Before buying anything non-essential, I wait 48 hours. You'd be surprised how often that urgent need fades. 2. Cost per use thinking. Instead of just looking at price, I consider cost per use. That $100 jacket I'll wear twice a year? Expensive. That $200 jacket I'll wear 50 times? Actually pretty reasonable. 3. Identity check before purchasing. I ask myself, am I buying this because I genuinely want it, or because I think it will make me a certain type of person? 4. Curate your inputs. I unfollowed accounts that made me feel inadequate and followed people who align with my actual values. Your feed shapes your reality more than you think. 5. Find non-consumer sources of identity. What makes you feel proud of yourself that has nothing to do with what you own? Focus energy there. What contentment actually looks like. Real contentment isn't about having less or more. It's about clarity on what actually matters to you. For me, it's meant buying fewer things, but really loving what I have. Not feeling anxious when I see other people's purchases. Having money for experiences and emergencies instead of impulse buys. Feeling confident in who I am regardless of what I'm wearing or using. This isn't about deprivation. It's about freedom. Freedom from the exhausting cycle of want, buy, brief satisfaction, want again. You don't have to own very little to be happy, but you also don't have to own a lot to be worthy. If this resonated with you, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. What's one purchase you made recently that you're questioning? Or what's helping you be more mindful about spending? And if you found this helpful, sharing it really does help other people find these conversations. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.